In this video, we continue our journey, from east to west, around the world. In part 1 of this video series, we highlighted spectacular RV routes in New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Turkey, Norway, and France. If you haven't yet, we highly recommend to watch it soon after you reach the final destination of this current video, namely Hawaii. Scotland's northern coast is the spot to visit if you want to experience stunning green landscapes, ocean beaches, wildlife, culture, history, and friendly locals. The 516-mile North Coast 500 route cuts through sodden carpets of heather in the bleakly gorgeous highlands, connecting the dots between crumbling castles, weather-beaten fishing communities, and middle-of-nowhere distilleries. The North Coast 500 is lined with campsites and includes the winding mountain pass of Ballochnabaugh, which is Scotland's highest road. The route also passes via John O'Groats, the most northerly point on mainland Britain. If the weather cooperates, bring your swimming and snorkeling gear. There are some unexpectedly gorgeous beaches up there. When traveling the Scottish 500, allow at least 5 days to complete the whole 516 miles of coastline, beginning and ending at Inverness Castle. As a matter of fact, most campers start and end their trip in Inverness, the capital of the Highlands. The city's cozy pubs, a 19th-century cathedral, and the already mentioned lofty castle bookend the journey nicely. Inverness is located on the pristine River Ness, which not only lends its name to the city, but also to the famous Lake of Loch Ness, home of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. Iceland's main highway, Route 1, better known as the Ring Road, circles the entire country, cutting off only the corners and larger fjords. The road's total length is 1,322 kilometers or 821 miles, so driving and exploring it, at a pace of a few hours of driving per day and plenty of time to hike, and join excursions, can easily take as long as 2 weeks. Besides linking the island's main towns, the road also provides easy access to popular natural features. The Ring Road is packed with epic landscapes, and is easy to drive. From popular and worthwhile stops, to hard-to-reach gems, traveling this route will be the journey of a lifetime. Here are the sites you need to visit when in Iceland. Seljalandsfoss features a tall and thin waterfall accessible to walk behind, while the waterfall in Skogafoss lands onto flat ground, allowing visitors to practically stand under it. Vik, or the Rennisfjara black sand beach, is famous for its hexagonal basalt columns, and Rennisdrangar rock formation. Jökulsárlón is a glacial lagoon. With its bright blue water and pieces of glacial ice floating in it, it's a good spot to observe seals, resting at the shore. Aelstadr is a small and peaceful town near of the largest forest in Iceland, Hallormsstaðir. This area offers a handful of gorgeous hiking trails. Dimmuborgir lava field contains natural columns and arches. It is located next to Iceland's largest lake, Mývatn. Akureyri happens to be the second largest urban area in Iceland, just outside of the capital region. The town is known for whale watching and snowboarding. And finally, you will reach the last destination on the Ring Road, Borgnes. This cozy and quiet town is located slightly above Reykjavik, on the west coast. While you enjoy the ride and the scenery, we recommend to never let your gas tank get almost empty, as gas stations are rare and not easy to find in some parts of the country. Route 66 is arguably the most famous RV road trip route. Although the route doesn't actually exist as one complete highway anymore, you can still drive most of it. You'll just exit on the parts that have been decommissioned and rejoin further along. The original Route 66 ran all the way from Chicago, Illinois in the east, to Los Angeles, California in the west. You can still use these as your start and end points, but will have to join other highways at times. Between Illinois and California, You'll pass through a handful of states: Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. The trip is around 4,000 kilometers or 2,500 miles, so you'll want to commit a few weeks to drive it. Here are some popular stops on the way. Springfield, Missouri. Visit preserved Route 66 businesses that maintain a vintage feel. If you feel like learning some history, visit the Route 66 Car Museum. Clinton, Oklahoma. This town features an indoor water park, the Water Zoo, which will come in handy to cool down from the bolstering heat in the summer months. Cadillac Ranch, Texas. 10 old Cadillacs are buried in the ground with their tails pointing upwards. The cars are from different years between 1949 and 1964, showcasing the model's development. Santa Rosa, New Mexico. The retro vibe of this town will make you feel like you've stepped back in time. The state also has some incredible hikes to enjoy. Santa Monica Pier, California. This famous spot with its beautiful beach and classic fare is a great place to start or wrap up your journey. Route 66 is iconic, a symbol of a changing America. Known as America's highway during its heyday, Route 66 was driven by millions of drivers between Illinois and California. Even today, you still need to drive along Route 66, if you like to feel the spirit of the American dream, which is immortalized by various motion pictures, like Easy Rider, and novels, such as John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. Romanticized by beat writers and Hollywood film directors, the American road trip is practically a subgenre of its own. From Grapes of Wrath to Vanishing Point and Sideways, the nation's highways are littered with great plots. Given the profusion of road movies produced by the U.S. motion pictures industry, California is an apt place to spin your own four-wheel drive narrative. The Golden State offers a handful of iconic itineraries from Highway 101 to the dirt tracks of Death Valley, but if you only drive one road, make Pacific Coast Highway 1, well, the one. Lined with campsites, this faded highway hugs the rugged Californian coast for 143 kilometers between San Simeon and the Carmel Highlands. All plunging cliffs and wave-lashed beaches, it is the longest stretch of undeveloped shoreline in the USA. If you drive along the U.S. Pacific shoreline, from Canada to Mexico, or through the states of Washington, Oregon, and California, then your journey will take you to Seattle, Portland, and all the way south to Los Angeles. For this purpose, you need to follow first the Pacific Coast Highway 1, until you reach Highway 101. After that, all you need to do is to enjoy the sunny weather, and the spectacular scenery. The Sea to Sky Highway route stretches from Vancouver, British Columbia, to Whistler Ski Resort, and beyond. The road is known as such because it begins at sea level, and gradually rises to 700 meters. For 125 kilometers, you'll be rewarded with amazing views of the ocean, mountains and small communities. The journey can be completed in a day, but there are some great stops to discover, while en route. Whistler, although it is well worth checking out, need not to be your final stop. The highway continues for another 125 kilometers to Lillooet. You could easily fill up to 4 days traveling this route and exploring. Here are a few recommended sites to add to your list. Stanley Park. This park essentially sits at the center of Vancouver City, and is home to some giant Canadian trees. It's a wonderful place to spend a few hours walking around. Squamish, this is one of the most ideal locations for people who love the outdoors. With climbing, challenging hikes, mountain biking, canoeing and more, you'll never want to leave this adventure-soaked haven. Hiking up the Stalema's is highly recommended. Whistler is best known as a ski resort and is one of the most famous in North America. The resort's two mountains, Whistler and Blackcomb, are 1,530 meters or 5,020 feet, and 1,565 meters or 5,133 feet, tall. At the base, a large town full of restaurants, hotels, and bars cater to the huge number of visitors. In the summer, Whistler turns into a destination for hikers and mountain bikers, as well as offering other outdoor activities. Zip lining and bungee jumping are also available, so Whistler is really the best place to get your adrenaline on. If the weather permits, then hiking around the mountains, in an area densely covered with pine forests, is a must. You will be mesmerized by the beautiful landscape, with spectacular waterfalls, and emerald green lakes. Road to Hana is a route across the north coast of the Hawaiian island Maui, which takes its name from a Polynesian demigod. On this journey, your eyes will be blessed with some incredible scenery and picturesque waterfalls. There are around 600 turns along the Hana Highway, through lush rainforest and seaside cliffs. Driving Road to Hana means the journey is the destination. The road itself is just over 100 kilometers or 62 miles, so it can be tackled in a day. However, it's best to stretch it out to 2 or 3 days, for a chance to experience all the great stops. While the route is called the Road to Hana, it is the journey that carries the real value. You'll be stopping frequently to hike, take pictures and admire the views. The route generally begins in Kahului, or Paia, close to the island's main airport. From there, you follow Route 36 east, and this transitions to Route 360. The road is very windy and narrow in places, so take it slow and be aware of other cars. Here are some ideas of places to stop. Twin Falls is a 2.9 kilometers or 1.8 miles long trail and features stream crossing. You'll come across the smaller waterfall first, then the larger one further along. Both have pools beneath them that you can swim in. Garden of Eden is a botanical garden with multiple trails passing through it. You can see both native and introduced flowers and trees in settings that resemble something out of a dream. The Hana Lava Tube is a hollow cavern you can walk through. It is just one of the many lava tubes through Hawaii. Hana is a small town. Arriving there does not necessarily mean reaching the end of the journey, but as the name indicates, it is where this route ends. Please keep in mind, on this windy road you should only stop where it is safe to do so. Stopping on the side of the road is clearly no option. The tropical island paradise of Maui ends our journey around the globe, which we started in New Zealand. The 12 spectacular RV routes described in this 2-video series cover by no means every remarkable corner of our planet, which offers plenty more incredibly beautiful regions. Such rewarding routes, like Namibia overlanding featuring Windhoek, Etosha National Park, Namib Desert, the Skeleton Coast with colossal rusting shipwrecks, or New Zealand's South Island with Lake Tekapo, Lake Pukaki, Mount Cook, Wanaka, Franz Josef Glacier, Milford Sound, as well as Chile's Pan-American Highway along Patagonia, Atacama Desert, Ilki Valley, the Andes could not be covered. We hope that you liked watching both parts of the series and gained some beneficial information for the planning of your next adventure. Please like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.